So there's a lot of talk going on about AI, what it means for us as creative professionals, and the future of our industry with AI. Now, specifically what I'm talking about is AI website builders. Now, at the time of this video coming out, it should be about 3 weeks to a month before everybody that has signed up has access to Zip. But something in the meantime I thought would be interesting is to take a look at 5 different AI website builders. I'm going to give them all the same prompt, and in real time, I'm going to walk through building these websites, my thoughts as we build them, and I'm going to compare the final websites that they give to us. So that being said, let's get into our first AI web builder. So the first one we're going to be using is called Hocoos or Hocoos, I'm not entirely sure, but it is your AI website builder. It basically says their builder will create a business-ready website in minutes with text, designs, images, all based off of 8 quick questions, and then your website is going to be good to go. So I'm going to log in, or I guess create an account. All right, so here we are. I guess this is our first question. The business I'm going to be choosing to do all of these on is a coffee roastery / coffee shop. So we're going to click food and drinks. All right, so it's giving me a bunch of different types of food and drinks. So coffee house, continue. Okay, so this is interesting. So based off of the fact that I chose coffee house, it's giving me a bunch of different types of coffee. So that's cool. So we'll do espresso, latte, cappuccino, breakfast sandwiches, cold brew, and pastries. Why not? So now it's saying what do we want to do with our website. It already has collect testimonials, which is something I would want on a restaurant's website. We can also sell our products online, so sell our coffee online, and we'll say get new customers. Click continue. And it's asking where the business is physically located, so I'll just say Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Now it's asking for our business name, so we're going with Brewed Awakening. Select to highlight 3 unique aspects of your business. We will generate more customized content based on your selection. So let's do customer service, affordable prices, and qualified and experienced staff. And how would you like your website visitors to contact you? We'll stick with contact form. All right, so here is our website. So I mean, off the cuff, it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It just looks really blocky. It looks really boring. It doesn't really, nothing about this makes me want to go to this business. But, you know, it looks like it gives us a couple other styles, a couple more color palettes. So maybe if we try a different color palette and a different style. Okay. Yeah, I mean, more or less, it really doesn't. It is also not that impressive, and by that I mean, like, it's very impressive that it was able to do this with AI. Don't get me wrong. Any platform that can build using AI, I do think is impressive, but this website on its own doesn't really wow me. But it looks like we can change the font pair here, so let's just for kicks and giggles, let's see what the third style looks like. Yeah, I mean, so all in all, right, like, could this pass as a business's website? Sure. But given how easy it is to create much more impressive websites using tools like starter templates, for example, it just leaves a lot to be desired for me. See, the problem for this with me, right, is that it says we will launch a business-ready website in under, a minute, or in a couple of minutes, answer 8 questions, and you'll have a business-ready website. This, to me, does not look like a business-ready website. This could be a very good starting point, but if you're going to market something as, a business-ready-to-launch website, I would want it to deliver that. So this, unfortunately, doesn't meet the mark that they set for me, but I see where they're coming from. I do like the platform. I do like the questionnaire, and I like how much went into like making it kind of personalized. I like that experience, but I don't really think that I would choose this builder as my first choice. Just to see if anything is different, let's hit create website just to see, what kind of changes can be made. All right, so here we have, I guess this is like their editing dashboard. It seems pretty straightforward. We can hide things, move these. I guess these sections are called widgets for them. We can change their variation. We can have AI redesign it. Like, let's see what happens if we have AI redesign this. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like a lot is really changing. Yeah, so it's a very straightforward, kind of user-friendly, easy interface. So I appreciate that, especially for people that, you know, don't really have the experience, or if you are a business owner and you really don't want to put that much thought or effort into it, you kind of want to set it and forget it. I appreciate that. I get that. But all in all, again, I mean, if you're going to market a business-ready website, you better be delivering a business-ready website, and I don't get that from this. So, decent starting point for a website, but I wouldn't call it the best. All right, builder number 2 that we're going to use is called durable.co. So let's sign in, and I will sign up because I don't have an account. Let's get started. What type of business am I building? Coffee shop. Next. Business is in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Let's go. Brood Awakening, generate website. So I don't know if this will actually be 30 seconds, but it looks like it's going pretty fast in the background there. Website's ready. I'll put the actual time it took on the screen. So let's just do some first impressions here. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of the same issue that I saw with the other one. So upon my first look on this, my issue with it is actually the same as the first one, where it's like, it's not as much, like it's a stretch to call this a website design. It's more like a series of just like blocks and then pieces of text. Again, could be a very cool starting point. I like this little Our Services section. I like that they have a section for testimonials. Having a gallery could be cool. Let's just regenerate this hero section and see what happens. Okay, I like this one more. This is probably the best hero section of all of the ones we've seen so far. Yeah, so I mean, again, is this a decent starting point? Sure, but it's like an ultra basic design, if you could even really call it a design. And that's really all there is to say about it. Let me customize. Let me make an account here. Its editor almost reminds me of Wix, or like maybe not the editor X, but like the old Wix editing is what this kind of reminds me of. But again, I mean, there's really not a whole lot about it to say. I'm kind of speechless, not because it's so great that I'm speechless, but because, you know, it's just a series of blocks, pictures, and text, which I get it, like that's what a website is, but you know, like these look like the projects I would make when I learned how to write HTML and CSS. And again, the fact that this was done with AI is super cool. The fact that it was done with AI is in and of itself very, very impressive. There are so many tools that make much more intriguing, much more user-friendly and intuitive websites for free, and this just isn't doing it for me there. So again, good starting point, but it leaves a little bit to be desired for my taste. All right, so for number 3, we are using Framer. I just made an account, so I will start with AI. So we're gonna start with AI. This is where I guess it's asking us to write a brief about section for our business. So I have one of those, so I'll just paste it in there and let's hit start. See what it does for us. Off the bat, I like this color palette a lot more than any other one. Honestly, so far from what I'm seeing as it's just generating, this is the best one we've seen so far. I think it's the most on brand. I think it's the most visually interesting. Doesn't feel like just a series of blocks and text like the other ones have given us. So, all right, so here we are. I think this is definitely the best one so far. It looks like there is just like a layer of brown over everything. I don't necessarily love that, but I get why they did it. It feels kind of like silly, kind of goofy, which honestly, compared to the other ones, like I'll take that. I like that. There's personality behind it. If this were the type of branding that a client came to me and said they wanted, like this would be pretty good. Let's see what it looks like with other color palettes here. Interesting. Okay, and it gives you different ones for tablet and phone. That's something that, you know, I like to be able to see right here, right now. Actually, you know what? Let me go back and check the other ones because I am curious now if they are responsive. Okay. All right, so they are also responsive, which is nice. I would be shocked, honestly, to say the least, if they weren't, so that's good to know. But anyway, so back to Framer. I wonder if there's any way I can, like, regenerate it? Yeah, just because the other ones had regenerative abilities, so I want to know if this one does too. Again, right off the bat, I mean, it's not even done generating yet, but compared to the other two, this one feels the best. It has the most cohesive kind of sense of modern brand and feel and vibe. Like, I hate the phrase vibe, I think it's stupid, but this has it, and the other ones didn't, and I think that's something that you really need when you're thinking about having an online presence. Is you need to have a feeling on your website. Like, your users need to feel like they can attach to your website or identify with you, your product, your mission, whatever it is. Your user needs to be able to identify with that, and so far, this is the only one that has kind of given me that. Is it perfect? No, but it's a really strong starting point. Of the three so far, Framer, you've got my vote. This is a really cool tool. The color palettes are really cool. So all in all, Framer, good job. Very big fan. This is super cool. And I can't wait to see how this evolves and changes and grows as a usable piece of technology. Very excited. All right, next we have 10Web. Launch and grow your business online with AI, get a jump start on website creation, build or recreate any website in minutes with AI. That is an interesting claim, but let's generate a website here. Let's create a new website with AI. I want to create a website with an online store. I sell coffee, so let's see. Coffee producer. I do think it's cool that they have different types of coffee stores. It shows me that they understand that there are different types of needs for different types of businesses, even that are kind of within the same umbrella. So that's cool. But coffee producer next. So here's something interesting. They do have an enhance with AI feature, and I really want to see what that can do. So I will copy and paste my kind of little about statement in, but I will enhance it with AI to see what it says. Our commitment to sustainability and fair trade practices ensures that our coffee not only tastes good, but does good too. From bean to cup, we take pride in every step of the process to bring you the perfect cup of coffee. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I'm going to put the original one back in because I like it a little bit more. It also mentions that you can join us in our coffee shop. I think this fits the, brand voice a little bit better, but impressive AI work for enhancing the copy. Add the first three products. So we'll do, dark roast, light roast, and decaf. Choose the tone of the voice of content. Interesting. I like that. I'm going to go informal and we'll finalize. So basically it gave me a very similar thing. A couple questions about the products, get a better idea of what it is that I will be doing and selling. So let's see if this one can stack up to Framer. And just like with the rest of them, I'm going to put how long this actually took on the screen. Congrats, your website was successfully created with AI. Preview and edit. Off the bat, we have a shop with the products and categories I just made. Let's see what else. I like this a lot. This is having something where you can kind of implement social proof is always good, especially if you're selling a product. This is a really good picture. It's modern, it's nice. This section as a whole feels a little bland, but not that bad. Our best sellers, this is cool. Interesting picture choice on that one, but okay. So all in all, I don't want to try AI Builder Pro for 7 days for free. Thank you very much. But all in all, yeah, this is another really good starting point. I think I liked Framers a little bit more, but this is well above and beyond the first two. This at least has the start of a feel, a vibe, something that people can latch onto. Let's see what the sale page looks like. Last bags of the month, get a free pastry with any purchase. So like, let's click this $60 light roast that's on sale, and it gives you a product page. I mean, this is something that none of the other ones have given me so far. Like if we're talking about just like what you get at the end of it, like the amount of pages and stuff that you get, I'm going to give that to 10web so far. I think Framer had the better design, but this is a little bit more of a robust actual starting point for a website. And because of that, I would probably rather use this, just because when I look at AI as a tool in building websites, I don't fear that it's going to take my job. I just look at it as this can help me do kind of lower budget clients that are quicker websites that are a little bit easier. So, you know, what is going to get me to that point of like, I can present this to a client and say, do you want to move on with doing this or not? So I think so far, 10web has the most thorough AI website builder, but Framer had the best design for sure. I want to know what the editor looks like here. So if we click 10web, oh, okay, so it's Elementor basically. All right, interesting. Moving on. So the last one we have is Zip, and I am very excited for this one. There have been a couple updates to it since I've last used it, so I'm excited to see what those are and how those affect the final product. So I'm going to go up here to create new, complete website. This is going to be food and restaurant. Website is going to be in English. So we're going to enter in Brood Awakening. This also has a rewrite using AI tool, which I think is really, really good. So let's see what that does for us. Yeah, something I like about this, and maybe I just missed it in the other one, but it keeps in the part about our shop, which if you have an online store, but you also have a storefront, it's very important that people know that they can go to a storefront. So I really like that kept that in. Again, it might have in the other one, I might have just missed it, and if I did, that's on me, but we will hit continue. So now it is having us select relevant images for your website. So we have some keywords here: coffee shop, espresso bar, and specialty coffee. And it is giving us a bunch of images that we can choose from. Now, I did talk to Adam about this, and right now it says a 0 out of 40. Now, to my knowledge, this will soon not say 40, but it'll say however many images are actually needed on the website. So if you only need 15 images for the whole website, there's no point in selecting 40. So it'll say 0 out of 15 or 1 out of 15 or whatever. So that update should be coming soon if it's not already out by the time this video comes out. So let's just pick a couple images here. So I like that vibe. I like that. I like that. And I like that you get to pick these, because some of these AI website builders, like, they pick images that are good, but just like not really, like, they don't look cohesive. So like, this has a kind of darker aesthetic. That's kind of, you know, machine-y. That's a little light, but that's kind of dark. That's kind of dark. That's kind of dark. So doing it this way really gives you the ability to make sure that everything is cohesive and it feels the same. And obviously, it's not perfect. Like the word brew is very heavily associated with beer, just as it is with coffee. So naturally, you're going to get something like that. And so, you know what? That's fine. We'll go with those ones, maybe that one as well. And that should be good. So how can people contact Brood Awakening? We will skip this step. Beautiful. Business description. Start building the website. So something that I really like about Zip while this is building the website, something that I really like about Zip is that it's not telling me that it's giving me a, you know, business ready finished website. I think semantics are so important. And it's easy to put buzzwords into software like this. It's easy to say, this will give you a business-ready website in 45 seconds. But what's important is if you're going to promise something, you have to deliver it, right? Zip does not promise that it's, you know, giving you a perfect, ready-to-pass-off website in a minute. It tells you that it's giving you a good first draft, right? This is your website's first draft, I believe is what it says. And that's because it's what it is. It gets you to a starting point where you can adjust images and you can adjust copy and maybe adjust some colors, but that's it. It doesn't say that this is ready for business. It says this is your first draft. And so something that I really appreciate about Zip is that it delivers exactly what it promises. And I think a couple other ones that we have used so far today have over-promised and under-delivered. So with that monologue out of the way, let's take a look at the Zip site. Brood Awakening. All right. So off the bat, I like what I'm seeing. I like that it has menus. There was another one that asked me what I was serving, and I think I picked breakfast sandwiches and it didn't give me that, so that's fun. I like that there's a book now button. Let's see. Yep, okay, so it has that. That's all set up. It has our location, has the hours, has the story. It already has menus set up, which I really enjoy. And again, like you'll notice, desserts. That is definitely not a dessert. Like I said, it gets you to the starting point where you can change your images and stuff around, but as websites go, to me, this is the most fleshed out. It's got events, it's got contact forms, it has all of the pictures, it has the copy. This is, to me, the most well-rounded of all of them. Do I think Framer had a more unique design? Yes, but this has a homepage, an about page, menus, contacts. It's got book now. It has all of the images already for you there. So if I had to recommend one based off of just these initial results, I would probably go with Zip. Just because, again, for me, AI is a tool that helps me take on more clients and helps me manage my time a little bit more efficiently. I could send this to a client and say, hey, this is kind of the vibe I'm looking at. What do you think? Do we want to change any of these pictures? Do we want to change the colors? Do we want to change the font? And then we could take it from there. You know what I mean? And again, we could compare it to Framer. I think this is really cool. I think this is really modern. It's definitely like this. I am a sucker for whatever that is. That's really cool. But when we're comparing it to what is going to have the most streamlined user interface, what's going to be the easiest to navigate, what is the most well-rounded tool in terms of actually creating a product to send off to a client, it's really, really hard to fight Zip on that. And also, it's literally completely free. If we go back to the library here, it'll expire in 24 hours, but if I wanted to, I can go into the dashboard here, get a backup of it, download it to my computer or upload it to my Google Drive or whatever, and then just restore it onto any other WordPress site that I ever need to. So I have some final thoughts that I wrote down over here, some pros and cons of all of the builders. First of all, durable. I think it did a pretty good job of regenerating text and images. Again, I think the design itself is just ultra basic and not in a minimalist way. It's just a very basic design. So would I recommend this over some of the other ones? No, but is it a cool tool? Yes. Hocoos or Hocoos, I'm not entirely sure. I don't love the copy as much, but I think it did a really good job of finding cohesive imagery, which again, that's very important. Everything needs to feel on brand, everything needs to feel cohesive. So I think the imagery and finding the right pictures was the strong point for this one. The design overall, again, ultra basic and not in a minimalist way. It just feels basic. Framer, I like the UI, and again, the website itself is super cool and I can't deny that, but the big downfall of this for me is that it is just a single page site. That's what I mean when I said Zip was the most kind of well-rounded, because that was a multi-page website complete with contact forms and locations and everything else based off of just the little bit of information I put into it. But as a design, really cool. I really like this user interface. I'm really excited to see, the future of this product and as it grows, because it's got some really good stuff going on. SendWeb comes in right in the middle, third place out of 5. I think it's a really good starting point. There are a lot of design choices that the AI made that I thought were really cool, but I don't think the design was as good as Framer's. And while this does have multiple pages, I don't think those are designed as well as WP Zip. So it is a step in the right direction for AI website building, and it's useful because this is seemingly the exact same builder as Elementor. So if you have experience in Elementor, it could be pretty easy to kind of get used to using this, but it falls just a little bit short of Framer and Zip. And last but not least, let's talk about Zip. Again, there's a couple selling points here for me. One, it's multiple pages. That's not something I got with any other of these AI builders. And if I did get it, it wasn't designed as well. Number 2, it is marketed as, your first draft. And again, semantics are so important. If you say you're delivering a business-ready website, it better be a website that I would be proud to have on my with my business's name on it. And for a couple of these, I wouldn't. I would rather not have a website and do it myself than pay somebody to hand me that. And I know that's a little crass, and I know that's a little harsh, but it's true. Whereas this, it feels well-rounded. It feels like a really good starting point. I know that I could go in and I could change these colors and I could change the text. And it's free. Again, get it set up, back it up to your computer or to your Drive or your Dropbox or whatever, upload it, and just restore it to, whatever WordPress account it needs to be restored to. And since I'm talking about free, let's just look at prices real quick. So let's go to Hocoos. So they do have a free plan with a little bit of restrictions, and then they have $15 billed monthly or $150 billed yearly, and you can cancel or upgrade at any time. All right, so if you pay monthly, you're looking at $15 or $25 a month for durable. And for Framer, they have a couple different plans. So they got a free plan, a $5 plan, basic for $15, a pro, which I guess is for the bigger sites, 200,000 visitors a month. Okay. So again, they do have some different plans, and I actually kind of like how these are stretched out. I think it really does cover one for everybody, 0, 5, 15, or 30, so that's not bad. And for Web 10, we got $10, $15, or $23 a month. Oh no, that's annual. Okay. So if we pay monthly instead of annually, we have $20, $30, or $45 a month, making them the most expensive on here by a pretty decent margin, comparatively speaking. So there we have it, 5 AI website builders that are tools that you can use to either help yourself free up some time, take on more clients, or do whatever you want with them. I'm very excited for the future of all of these. I like this little race that they have going on to see who's going to be the best one, and I can't wait to see what the results of that are. Also in Zip news, I spoke to Adam the morning of recording this, like I said earlier, and we're looking at about 3 weeks until everybody that has signed up for the waiting list should be able to have access to use it freely and do whatever it is that they please with it. So I'm really excited for that. Really excited to hear what you guys think about all that. Leave a comment below. Let me know which one of these websites you thought was the best. Like the video if you thought it helped. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.